Hello and welcome to the 11 O'Clock Waffle Christmas Special. I'm Mak Forsyth, here to see you through the Yuletide season with a festive special of the nation's favourite podcast, that nation being Cornwall. But moving on, despite our best efforts, finding 3 wise men and a virgin from our list of panellists proved challenging. First up, stepping in at the last moment, and she is an angel for doing so, continuing her tradition of appearing in our special shows, please welcome Cathy Smedley.
Good evening, everyone. Very early Christmas.
How is the leg after your train station tumble?
Yes, it's getting there. I can walk again, which is quite nice. It wasn't that bad. Let me just reassure everyone.
Images of you just sort of wheeling around in a wheelchair with your legs sticking up at the minute.
Me and Gravity, we had a misunderstanding. It's fine. Gravity won.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, next up, our very own Dickens, writer of, and I think I've got this right this time, Dark Matter Hudakai, and the genius behind the graphics on our gaming special last year. Please welcome back the king of the ponytail, Mr. Edgar Duncan.
Oh, there goes Mr. Humbug!
Ho ho hello, it's me. And you are you. How are things for everyone?
Things are fantastic, Ed. Welcome to the Christmas special, which is actually being filmed at Christmas time.
Yes.
Unlike our last one, which was filmed in November.
I feel so joyous.
I hope we can keep this Yuletide feeling going throughout the show. Lastly, returning for her second Christmas show is our very own Virgin Mary.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Although with the hit she gets online, surely she's the star of the show. Please give a warm pasty for the fantastic Lucy Ahmed.
Oh, that was kind of a nice intro / insulting, but hello everyone.
Well, I checked the facts with Emma before I wrote the intro, so...
Okay.
How are you? Are you excited?
I'm good, thank you, and I'm excited for the Christmas special since it's been 3 years since the last one. Should be fun.
Yeah, no, we would have done one last year, except, I went to New York.
Well, yeah, that does kind of...
Incidentally, a year ago today is when I flew back from New York.
Wow.
Your
I'm a
own
little bit
fairy
emotional.
tale of news.
I'm a little bit emotional, guys. A whole year ago.
I can't believe it's been a year. God.
It was incredible. Anyway, we're here to provide the listeners to our show with Christmas feelings of fun and festivities and wrapping.
Tinsel!
I mean, I tell you what, the amount of talking we'll be doing over the next however long this show runs for, we'll certainly have a case of tinselitis.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Well done there.
And on the
That made me
start
feel all
of,
Chris Dingley.
and with jokes like that, let's start the show. Question 1, and we're going to be delving into the facts and stories behind our general Christmas traditions here. So, Kath, we'll start with you.
Well, I found a Christmas tradition in my search for our Christmas traditions, which actually I don't think many people have heard of, and it's possibly mainly an American thing. It's the invention of the Christmas pickle. It is a real thing. People put Christmas pickles on their Christmas trees. There's been a lot of
Hang on, pickles, as in the
pickles,
food?
as in gherkins, as in the things you would eat with your fish and chips. And I thought I must share this with the waffle listeners because it is bizarre. It's got a lot of stories, sort of why it's been a thing. It started off as a proper thing in the 1880s with the Woolworth stores selling them as glass ornaments to put on the Christmas trees. Amongst the stories, there's been prisoners of war begging for scraps and getting pickles given to them by heartwarming guards. Also, Spanish people not being treated too nicely by the innkeepers. I will let people find that one out. But it's more than likely it was literally just an ornament salesman with too many pickles to sell. And so he invented this legend. But it has now become an annual pickle festival in America. And yes, I kind of hope it transfers over here.
That is rather bizarre. Pickles on a Christmas tree. I don't think I'd ever hear that. Okay, Lucy, what do the Cornish hang on their Christmas trees? Or do they just sprinkle them with sea salt?
Well, sea salt for snow, of course, and pasties. You always get a good pasty on a Christmas tree. But, no, I've got a bit of a boring story. I don't even know why I've picked this one, but it was because I was looking up about Christmas traditions, and I realised that America don't have Christmas crackers.
What?
And I was kind of horrified by this. So I was like, well, where did Christmas crackers come from then? And yeah, so they were invented by Thomas Smith in 1846. And he was basically, he decided that he wanted to do like something. He was a confectionery person, and he was selling bonbons and sugar almonds and things like that. And he wanted a gimmick to sell them at Christmas, and he came up with a Christmas cracker. Eventually, other things were added to them. Around 1850 was when they started putting in love poems. So your Christmas cracker actually, back in the 1850s and 1860s, would have had love poems in there.
Wow. Pretty cool.
So as time's gone on and kids kind of got involved with the whole Christmas cracker thing, they thought, well, toys and like little jokes and the paper hats were a bit more suitable than sort of like little love poems between men and women that was going around. Is there little secret messages that happened?
I think that's some of that's probably stayed though, because some crackers still do poems, not necessarily love poems, but poems themselves.
Yeah, that's true. It's either like kind of jokes or mottos or kind of like little Christmassy things, isn't it? But yeah, traditionally it was men who wanted to give little love notes to their women, sort of in a gimmicky but kind of secret way. So, yeah.
Very cute.
Awesome. I can't believe the Americans don't have crackers. They love explosions and bangs. Okay, we'll just move on to your answer, Ed, wherever Lucy's gone.
Sure. Okay, so Germany brought the idea of decorating evergreens trees to this country, you know, when Prince Albert married the soon-to-be Queen Victoria a long time back. So we got the whole thing of decorating Christmas trees from them. And America, incidentally, I think they didn't have the Christmas tree thing until they had a newspaper with a photo of said royal family around the Christmas tree, and then that became a thing over there as well. So, you know, thanks to the old Germany, we have the Christmas trees, really. You know, a weird fact I learned as well is like the Queen opens her presents on Christmas Eve due to her German roots as well.
Yes.
It's just, I always thought it was kind of, I don't know, I always thought it should be Christmas or Christmas Day or not at all. But there we go.
It's the same in Eastern Europe. They open a lot of their gifts on Christmas Eve as opposed to Christmas Day, when they get to play with everything.
Yeah.
Somebody can unquote me on that if they want to.
It's all the traditions of the world. I see that Lucy can still hear us, but she is silent.
Yeah, I mean, there's some families which do the presents on Christmas Eve as well. They do one, don't they? There's always you can open one on Christmas Eve. I mean, I think you've got to do it Christmas Day, haven't you, as a family?
I think I remember like Maya saying that like in the Scandinavian countries it's very traditional to open them on Christmas Eve.
I think I think it was just more of a central thing in the world, to be honest with you, because I noticed that a lot of you're right, Scandinavia and some European countries seem to. So very odd.
Moving on to question 2 now, and we're going to be discussing, let's face it, one of my favourite parts of Christmas, the best Christmas food available. It's one of the great things about Christmas time is it's just completely, you know, it's sort of the same as what you eat all year round, and yet it's a little bit different. So let's look into that. Lucy.
Okay, so this, like you just said, this is kind of food that you could get all year round, but this is kind of what I normally do Christmas morning. Is like my favourite food is smoked salmon with scrambled eggs with a glass of Bucks Fizz. That's the best way to start your Christmas.
That sounds delicious.
Is Ed dribbling there?
No, I don't. I really don't like salmon, seafood.
Not a turkey pasty.
A turkey pasty?
Not a turkey pasty. No.
Okay, I have a feeling I know what Ed's answer is going to be, so we'll go to Kath next.
I have to say, and this will probably, I hope this isn't someone else's answer, but pigs in blankets forever will be my favourite Christmas food. That and Yorkshire puddings, which are technically an all year thing, but just at Christmas they're much better.
Yorkshire puddings you can put with every meal.
They're just amazing.
They are fantastic, Yorkshire puddings, but pigs in blankets, there's just something about having, you know, you always want to get more, don't you? You can never have too many pigs in blankets on the plate.
You can never have too many pigs with pigs.
They are so amazing. I I mean, for those that aren't aware, obviously pigs in blankets are little tiny tasty sausages wrapped in ever so much more tasty bacon. And it's nicer if it's smoked bacon.
Okay, Ed, what is your favourite Christmas food?
There are two. One I particularly love, which is, of course, is mince pies.
Yes.
I love mince pies. Every year when they come out in stores around Christmas, I'm like, yes. I'd like to just grab so many and then become really fat. But no, I really like mince pies. And I also like Lebkuchen, which is the gingerbread, sort of cakey gingerbread thing from Germany as well. And I like that, but mince pies will always top my list of favourite Christmas foods.
Oh, bonus points for Ed. Those are my two favourite Christmas foods.
Really?
Well,
Wow.
they are now. Mince pies, I've never had you won't believe this, but I've never had a mince pie before this year.
Whoa, Mac. How did you manage it?
Well, I
How did
wasn't
you
aware that it
survive?
wasn't actually minced beef in them.
Well,
Well,
the traditional mince pie.
traditionally it was, mince, but we've
Indeed.
now replaced that with spiced fruit.
Nobody thought to tell me that, so I've been avoiding them on principle that it's just a cold minced beef pie.
So you thought when you saw them on the shelves in shops, in the unrefrigerated area with all the other sort
Yeah.
of cakey things, you thought, oh, it's got to be minced meat in there.
Probably, yeah.
I would
Because that's what
prefer
it's
it.
sold as, a jar of mincemeat.
Oh dear.
I was introduced to one the other week at work, and now I've had 5 in the past week.
Nice.
So I'm definitely catching up with them. And Leberkuchen. I mean, we sat and had Leberkuchen when we did the last Christmas special.
Yeah, it's really tasty because I'm not
It is.
I'm not normally a gingerbread person, but for some reason with Lebkuchen, it's just a lot tastier. I don't know. I think it's the softness of it, to be honest. with you.
Cinnamon's in there as well. They put cinnamon in there.
Yeah.
Moving on to question number 3 now. Who will be glad to see the back of 2014, and who are you tipping to have a fantastic 2015? And we'll start with Ed.
The question that stubbed me for ages. It's gonna, for me, Kim Jong-un has had quite a bad year. He disappeared for like 6 weeks, and he had all this media attention going, where is he? Is he ill? Is he dead? And his whole country was in anarchy. And then he emerges like 6 weeks later on crutches, smiling. It's like, hi, I'm still around. And, it turns out he had something wrong with his ankle and he had an operation on it. And then not only that, but recently he's had this whole thing with the interview film.
Yes.
It's going to be released pretty soon, in fact. Well, you got the two South Americans as they're sent out to not just interview King Jong-un, but also to assassinate him, and which Korea, his actual country's just exploded over. And
To
himself.
step on from Team America, which just used puppets to do a similar thing.
Yeah, and for his dad, and I don't actually remember any outcry on that specific bit.
No.
There was other things that got the attention of Team America, but not the fact it was Kim Jong-il, I think it was in that film, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. He's so lonely.
He's sure lonely. So he's going to be happy to see the end of 2014, I think. 2015, who's going to be seeing great stuff? I would actually say someone from The Apprentice. I don't know if anyone's been keeping up with The Apprentice, but I think someone called Roisin from that, because I think she's personally going to win, and she's going to have a great year as a result of being Lord Sugar's partner. So, there we go.
Okay, and we'll go to Kath next.
Oh, back of 2014. I think, and I know I rely on these guys quite a lot for my answers, but really, sort of Ian Duncan, Smith, Cameron, all of that lot, they're going to be glad to see the back of this, because they'll be right back into their new campaigns for the upcoming election. They'll be glad to get out of this year. It's been a bit of a debacle. 2015, I'm going to put my bet on either Jennifer Lawrence having the star of the Hunger Games coming up trumps in this year, or if anyone's heard of Meghan Trainor, she's absolutely fantastic. I've recently come across her. She's done the single All That Bass,
Yeah.
who I thought for a long time was Nicki Minaj, but it's not, because it's actually but she's absolutely fantastic. If you look up some of her YouTube videos when she's actually singing on her own, she's fantastic, and I can only imagine her getting stronger throughout this year.
Do you know what her favourite meal is on Christmas Day? She doesn't have turkey, she has fish. because she's all about that bass.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Guys, it's the Christmas special. We have to get these jokes in here as much as we can.
I really wish you hadn't said that.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Jennifer Lawrence to see the back of 2014, because obviously the whole scandal thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She's been on a bit of a high though, I think, because Mockingjay 1's been actually... hasn't received like rave reviews. It's been pretty good.
I think it was described as the Empire Strikes Back of the series.
Fair enough.
Which is
Really? I've
high
heard very
praise.
bad things about it.
Okay, and Lucy, who will be glad to see the back of 2014, and who are you tipping to have a fantastic 2015? Now bear in mind, last time we did this question on the previous Christmas special, your answer was yourself. Have things improved since 2011?
Yeah, things have definitely improved since 2011. Right, this question stumped me for ages, and then I was flicking through the TV channels yesterday and I came across the X Factor final.
Yeah.
So I was going to go with the whole back of 2014. Talisa, the one who was in M-Dubs, she got conned into trying to set up this drugs deal, and then was arrested and then had to go to court and everything. And
Compared to Michael Jackson somehow.
well, it was ridiculous. Like, she, was set up by this reporter who was like pretending to want drugs and stuff and trying to get her to talk about it on camera, that he was secretly filming her, and then she ended up in court for it and stuff like that. So I'm definitely thinking that she wants to see the back of 2014. I think she's got a new album and things coming out soon as well. So, good 2015 for her, hopefully. But also for who's going to have a fantastic 2015, the girl Fleur, who didn't win last night, because whoever ends up winning that show is cursed. So she will end up having an amazing career. You've only got to look at like fucking One Direction and JLS and all those other groups and singers that all didn't...
love us, lads.
All the ones that didn't win who've gone on to do better things. So she's clearly going to have a good 2015.
She is fantastic. We've been watching it down here, and like she just seems so far ahead of anybody else on there.
Yeah, I've literally, all I saw was this weekend. I haven't seen anything previously, but like she was really good, and I was quite surprised she didn't win, but I'm glad she didn't, because if you win that show, you are cursed. You will disappear and no one will ever hear of you again.
I was rooting for Stevie Ritchie personally.
Of course you were. He reminded me of you.
The cheese?
The cheesy suits and the cheesy songs.
We could so get him on this show, I reckon. I mean, there's every chance. Okay, it's the end of the first round now, so we come to the scores. Tied on 12, it's Lucy and Kath, but nosing ahead with his love of Leberkuchen is Edgar on 13.
Oh.
Ooh.
Question 4 now, and we're going to now be moving on to, of course, a subject that comes up every Christmas, the heartwarming Christmas story. Events that have happened on or around Christmas that bring a tear to the eye. So we'll start with Lucy on this one.
I've actually gone for quite a serious one. So I was kind of researching this question, and there was a few things that came to mind, and actually this is one that I remembered, but I didn't remember all the details, so I was glad that I found it. It was 2011, and there was a terrorist attack in Egypt which killed 21 Christians, and it was a Muslim attack and stuff, but it was just before Christmas. They knew that the Christians wanted to go out to the local churches for the Christmas services and things like that, and a bunch of Muslim guys, they became like a human shield and protected these Christians who were walking to the church so that they could go and, pray at Christmas time. And I was kind of thinking about the fact that, these kind of things keep happening, only to, the last couple of days with Australia and the siege with the cafe and things like that. This time of year, all these kind of bad things happen, but there's always good people out there. And with the siege as well, there's Australian people who are saying to any Muslim people out there, if you want a ride to work, we'll take you to work to keep you safe in case there's any backlash from the events of the last couple of days. I thought that was really amazing.
Definitely, and it ties into obviously the news story today in Sydney.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the hashtag is. Isn't there like a hashtag walk with
Oh,
me or
Ride With
something?
You.
Yeah.
Ride with,
Yeah, that's one I'm referencing now. Yeah, the fact that they, are willing to give people lifts or walk to work with them just to keep them safe. And the same thing happened in Egypt in 2011 as well. Just the other way around, with the Muslim guys helping out the Christians so they could get to the church to pray for Christmas Day, which I thought was really nice.
Excellent stuff. Okay, Edgar.
Like during the summer of 1944, we'll call this person Seamus, because James can't be with us today, so... During the summer of 1944, Seamus's father sold everything he owned, took all the money and disappeared from his life. So his mother suddenly found herself all alone to care for him and his 4 other siblings. So he was only 10 years old at the time. So they moved in with their grandparents. Now, come Christmas, his mother hinted that Santa might not be coming that year. So one day Seamus saw his mum basically take a saw into the forest and return with a stack of tree limbs. Come Christmas Day, his mother handed out this bunch of brown papered presents which suddenly appeared beneath their sparse little tree overnight, and he opened up all these little presents that were handcrafted and painted from his mum. All these little trucks and trains and a little bow and blunt arrows. Apparently the most heartwarming and happiest Christmas he ever had, little Seamus. Yeah, because he was he didn't get on with his mum particularly very well. He says right at the end of that he never doubted his mum and his mum's ability to look after him ever again. So there we go.
Aww.
Oh,
Is everyone holding together okay after that? 'Cause that was quite emotional.
that was...
Okay, we'll move to Cathy next.
How do I follow those two? They were so lovely. Oh, my one pales in comparison, but it really made me smile when I could literally beaming from ear to ear. There was a couple of years ago now, and it was a WestJet airline company in Calgary. That's in Canada. I think it's in Canada. They'd set up a box in their airline departures lounge, and everyone sort of got on with it, spoke to Santa, said, "Oh, hello Santa, I'd quite like a bike or a teddy bear or whatever it was that they'd like," and then they got on to the flight, not thinking of anything, thinking any more of it, just nice to see Santa. When they got to the other end, however, not only did their luggage come down the conveyor belt, but everything they'd asked for, including flights home, big TVs, bicycles, Android tablets, they all came down the conveyor belt. And what they'd done is all the workers, the backstage staff at the airline had actually gone out to the Best Buy, to their version of Marks & Sparks and Waterstones, things like that, and got these gifts for them. And it's simply amazing. I'll pass the link on, but watch the video, it's absolutely amazing, and it was such a touching scene to see all of these people sort of welling up over these things that they just couldn't afford otherwise.
Another powerful story there. Okay, let's move on from all that emotion and let's get more to the fun. And I mean, it's a pity we don't have any crackers this year to pull because they were always good fun in the past. But question 5: who would be your dream guest to share your Christmas Day experience with? And we'll start with Ed.
I'm going to keep it simple. My dad. Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Lucy.
I'm going to go with the more fun one because there's too many people that I want to say. But so I'm going to ignore family and people that I want to say and go with Doctor Who. And I want to go on an adventure on the TARDIS. And I want to meet Sherlock and Watson. And I want them to kiss. That is all I want from life now.
Are you prepared if explosive Santa suddenly appear in your department store then?
I will get prepared. It'll be okay.
Would you want Strax as a little elf?
Yes, I would.
Awesome.
Just don't ask him to be your GPS and you'll be fine.
That is true.
Okay, and Kath, who would you spend Christmas Day with?
I'm going to go similar veins to Lucy. There's so many family and friends I'd love to spend my Christmas Day with, but spending with all of them, I'm going to go with Jonathan Creek, because, I mean, who doesn't want a magician at their party?
That's amazing.
Can it be Jonathan Creek back when he was good though, and not Jonathan Creek now with the inexplicable wife that has no interest in him or anything he does or his life?
Yeah.
Mid-90s Jonathan Creek with Caroline Clare.
Yeah, Quinton.
Yeah. Caroline Quinton.
She can come too. I like her too. As long as I don't get murdered, it should be fine.
Okay, question 6 now, and this is a little useful round I feel for the listeners. What is the best Secret Santa gift you can get this year for £5? Lucy.
5 bottles of Little Cider with change to spare. The Little Cider is actually not that bad, and it's only 85p a bottle at the moment.
Is
So
this the Alaska stuff, or is this the different stuff? The Alaska strawberry cider is quite nice.
I've not tried that one. This is proper like cider. It's a bit bitter, but if you can handle your proper sort of, scrumpy cider for 85p a bottle, can't go wrong.
Okay, Lucy the alcoholic there. Okay, Kath.
I've got a couple, but my favourite idea for Christmas present is literally go down to Wilkinson or your local discount retailer, others are available, and get yourself a stack of CDs, make big CDs, all of your favourite songs for your friends. I've even gone as far in the past as finding the name of my friend in a song and finding all the songs with that name in, and it's actually a really nice idea. And I mean, if they haven't got a lot of musical knowledge, or they're just not that adept with sort of finding new artists to listen to, it's a really nice way of sort of opening them up to things, to new experiences, new things they might be interested in. Other than that, buy a slang kit because they're amazing.
Okay, and Ed last of all.
You can find all sorts of crazy things around. I think notebooks are always an amazing gift, and you always get these fair trade notebooks for like really cheap around, particularly on notonthehighstreet.com as well. And there are all sorts of things you can get on there actually. I mean, there's even a curry and chips milk chocolate bar for under £5.
Curry and chips chocolate bar.
Yeah, tastes amazing. Tastes like curry
Wow.
and chips and chocolate.
Wow, that's an interesting.
But my answer
one.
really is that's not my answer, the notebook is my answer. That was just it. You can even get all sorts of little snood coloured scarves and everything. But yeah, notebooks, always the way forward.
Okay, so that's the end of the second round. So we'll now have the interesting scores. At the back on 23, quite rightly struggling after those two very emotional answers, it's Cathy. On 25 points in second, it's Edgar.
Oh no.
And just Ahmed to the lead. That was a terrible head pun, I apologise.
That was bad, but it's okay.
Lucy on 26.
Aww.
Actually, I should have said just Ahmed on 26. That would have worked. Why didn't I just say that instead?
I don't know.
Question 7 now, and we're going to discuss, let's face it, there's always a TV show on the nation's favourite Christmas song. So let's, rather than have 4 hours of talking heads and clips of the song, we're just going to have our guest's favourite song. So, Ed, what is your favourite Christmas song?
Always Fairy Tale of New York. Love it. Every year. Because the thing about it is it's so merry, despite all the ills in a relationship, all the people around you, including yourself if you don't like Christmas. It just says just to have fun, really. So that's my favourite Christmas song, for show.
And last year I had my own Fairy Tale of New York.
Yes, you did.
Wonderful. Lucy.
Well, mine is also Fairy Tale of New York, but if I had to say another one, I think it would have to be sort of any of the ones recently that the Killers have released, because they kind of got that same kind of feeling to them. They're a bit jokey, a bit fun. They're not trying to be sort of too sappy Christmassy. They're kind of just out there to be like, go and have a laugh. It's Christmas. But yeah, like Fairy Tale of New York, you can't really beat that.
No, I do like Don't Shoot Me Santa. I've not heard this year's one yet with Jimmy Kimmel, but I'm still a fan of Don't Shoot Me Santa.
Don't Shoot Me Santa is good. I do like that one.
Okay, and Cathy, what is your favourite Christmas song?
I've got a couple of Christmas songs I always listen to sort of get me in a bit of the festive mood. First one is the very vintage classic Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. It's just so bouncy, joyous, and it's great fun. The other one is by a band called Reliant K, who are a Christian rock band. I think it's a turn on the old Christmas Carol, which is called Sleigh Ride. It's very much worth a watch. It's really it's nice. It makes you feel all toasty and Christmassy. But Fairy Tale of New York also.
My favourite now is Shakin' Stevens' Merry Christmas Everyone, just because it was the song that played when we had our Christmas meal at university in first year, and it just holds memories. Of us all singing along to it, and Skittles going into wine.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Although Michael Bublé's Christmas album, let's be honest, is the bomb. That's what you want to be playing at Christmas time.
That is pretty cool. Although I have to say, what's the gentleman, the one with the cavalry, Stop the Cavalry, followed me around London when I went Christmas shopping there once, and literally every store is either stopping or starting.
You sure you just didn't keep going to stores as a brass band was making its way along?
It's just me and loads of others playing the trumpet. Just following you around London.
I'll be watching you.
It's Jonah Louie who sings Stop the Cavalry. And he didn't actually intend it to be a Christmas song, because it just has one line about Christmas in there. But they released it as a Christmas song and it became massive and made him lots of money. As indeed Noddy Holder's Merry Christmas song is of course basically his pension pot. Because the amount of money he gets out of the royalties from it being played every Christmas pays off his Christmas.
He must be fed up though of that song just following him around.
I don't think he is actually.
But he hasn't sung any other song since he released it. Since he released it, like that's the only thing people want him to sing now.
I'm sure they want him to sing something else in like July.
Name me some other Slade songs.
There is another Slade song, but it does sound exactly the same as I wish it as that, or am I thinking of Wizard?
So you're saying it's like the same song over and over, just with different lyrics?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, question 8. Who would you like to meet underneath the mistletoe this Christmas? Kath.
There are so many people.
Just a line, a queue. Form a queue behind Kath.
Yeah, take a ticket. I have to say, I'm going to keep with the theme of the last few specials I've been in and go with David Tennant every time.
No!
No, there will be a fight here.
It's the hair, Lucy. I just can't. It's so fluffy.
But no, that's my answer.
I can have Aidan Turner if you want.
Oh, Aidan Turner's also very pretty.
We can swap. Have a timeshare situation.
Yeah, okay. We can share them. It's okay.
Excellent. Deal.
Deal.
So you go and Aidan Turner.
Yes, I'll have Aidan Turner under my mistletoe.
Okay, Lucy, I wonder who you're having.
David Tennant. But we can timeshare like we said. So eventually I'll also get Aidan Turner. So I'm okay with this.
Okay. And Ed, is your answer also David Tennant?
No, it isn't. No, mine's very plain, but I wouldn't choose anyone else to kiss under the mistletoe, so it'd be my own partner, Liz.
You've got carte blanche here, Ed. Anybody.
Yeah, Liz.
Oh, I feel like a bad person now.
No, you don't. You don't give a toss. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the questions, and we enter the final round with Lucy narrowly ahead. For our Christmas special, the true-false round this year will involve around Christmas movies. As always, we'll need our guests to give us the title of their film and details of the actors or director involved, along with a synopsis of the plot. The film will be one that has been made, or it will be completely fictional. So, Lucy, as you're in the lead, you get to pick the running order.
Edgar first, Cathy, and then myself.
Okay, so Ed, what is the title of your film, and what's it about?
Okay, well, the title of my film is Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is about Santa basically coming to town with an axe. He will deck your face with bells of holly. No, he's basically a murderer on Christmas time. Put simply, even the poster for this had Santa's arm coming out the chimney with an axe. So it is a horror Christmas film.
Oh, wow, that sounds interesting. Sounds one for Cathy's list.
Yeah, I'll get my list out.
Cathy, what is your a film?
My film is from the 1990s. It's called Claws for Thought. Basically, a highly worked lawyer is chosen the error of her ways when a mysterious but magical client comes in to change her priorities for the better. It's quite good.
Okay, interesting. And Lucy, last of all.
Yeah, mine's Santa Baby. Yeah, the daughter of Santa is like a highly successful business executive, and Mary, that's her name, she returns to the North Pole to take over her dad when he falls ill, and she becomes like the new Santa.
Okay, so that's three very different films there. We've got Ed's Silent Night, Deadly Night, Cathy's Claws for Thought, and Lucy's Santa Baby. But what is true and what is false? Cathy, what are you feeling about those films?
I know Edgar's is true. I've seen the DVD. And Lucy's, I'm not sure. I swear I've heard a similar plot. So I'm going to go with true, but I'll probably be proved wrong.
Okay, and you're going true
Sorry.
for Lucy's as well.
Yeah, it's so familiar, but maybe she's tricking me. Sorry, Lucy.
Okay, Lucy, what are you thinking?
Okay, I think I've seen Edgar's around, so his is true. I'm going to go true for both of them.
Okay, and Ed, are you going to mix it up a bit?
I think Cathy's is false, and I know for a fact Lucy's is true.
Okay, I mean, realistically, guys, you could have just gone through Channel 5 for the last couple of weeks, because they've had some awful Christmas movies on starring people from the telly. I mean, they will literally show any film that has the word Christmas in it.
Oh, yeah.
I should have gone for Santa Claus and the Martians. Conquer the Martians, because that's a film.
Okay, well, let's find out what's true and what's false. So, Ed.
Yeah, of course it's true. Yeah, it is. It's a film from 1984, which, yeah, Santa does go around killing people. I should have gone with Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, which was my backup option from 1964. But oh well.
Okay.
You like that when you should watch Black Christmas.
Yes,
I've heard of Black Christmas, definitely. Didn't they remake that a couple of years back?
I hope not, because it's so wonderfully 70s.
Yes, I think they did. A few years back, actually.
Okay, we'll go to Lucy next. So Santa Baby, is that true or false?
Santa Baby is sadly very true.
Yep.
And I had the misfortune of watching this yesterday.
Did Emma make you watch it?
No, it was on Channel 5 and it was really bad, but I couldn't turn it off. I was like, I need to turn this off now, and then I couldn't because I got into the whole story and I was like, It was just so predictable. I was going
to say, the thing is, I remember seeing the adverts for that, like the posters for it, and thinking, what? You'll go back a while, like when I was about 16, I think.
Yeah, it's quite... Yeah, early 2000s, definitely. But yeah, I it was on and I was just like, oh, what is this rubbish? And then, yeah, ended up staying and watching the whole thing. It was really bad. It was some awful American TV movie.
Okay, so that brings us to the very last one. Claws Fort, is that true or false?
Well, if I'd have made it, it would have been real, but sadly it's completely fictitious.
Oh, nice.
I spent a good 10 minutes looking through all of the Christmas paragraphs for all of the films and finding the most used words to make it sound real. But it's false. Sorry, guys. We can make it, though.
It kind of sounded similar to Santa Baby, actually. Because in Santa Baby, she's like this really high-flying like businesswoman, and she has to realise the magic of Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many films. There's one, Jack Frost, if you remember that. I think
Yeah.
It's the 90s, with a dad who couldn't be bothered, and so he was turned into a snowman.
Oh, that melts the heart, that one. Anyway, it's time for the final scores, guys. At the back on 33, with a very brilliant performance in that final round, it's Cathy.
Whee!
35 points. It's Lucy. seeing the year out with a win, it's Edgar with 37.
Yay! Merry Edmas.
Oh, well done, Edgar. Woo!
Well done. What a cracking round.
It's been a very, very sort of quiet year in terms of the winning for you. So how does it feel to get a victory right at the end?
It's actually quite pleasant. You are right. I've lost a lot of the ones I've been in this year, so I'm happy. I will share my winnings with you, all of you. All of this fake
time
snow.
for sharing.
Yeah.
Fake snow everywhere. Christmas music playing in the background, and now we'll just have a small choir made up of Chris Stanley, James Miller, Tony Gale to sing Silent Night to the blues sound. No? Nobody liking that idea?
I can get behind it.
Okay, so that is it for our Christmas special. We hope you enjoyed it, and you're feeling all warm and nostalgic for Christmas to come. We shall be back in the new year with our very special 49th and 50th episodes. We've got some. I've seen some of the previews for the documentary special that we are making, and it looks fantastic so far. And then after that will be our 50th anniversary special, which will feature our 3 champions from the show plus a guest. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you for Cathy, Lucy being on today, and as well our winner Edgar. And we'll be back in the new year. Goodbye and Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas, everyone.